Hi there, my name's Barry Gardner and this is a short video which will accompany a blog article that I've written on how to confidently compress audio. Now this is going to be useful for beginners, but it might actually be worth revising your approach to using a compressor even if you're more experienced. So I'm going to keep this quite short and straightforward if possible. So the two most important controls on any compressor are the makeup gain, which is called an output control on this compressor, and also the bypass button in your digital audio workstation. And the reason for that is follows. I'm going to play this drum loop, and the first thing you're going to hear when we start compressing it is a level drop. As you can hear, the level of the drums drop. Now that causes a problem because the ear is very sensitive to volume changes and pitch. Now in this case pitch is not relevant, but the volume drop immediately, because of the drastic nature of the volume drop, obscures the action of the time constants of the compressor, which is the attack and release here. So what I strongly suggest is don't use the automatic makeup gain control button, because generally on most compressors they're a little bit inaccurate, and also you tend to find they all work a little bit differently. So what you really want to do is match as closely as possible by ear. Use your own ears. Don't worry too much about metering, just worry about your own ears and what you can hear. So for example, I'm going to compress this loop again. We'll play it again, compress it, and then I will flick between bypass and adjust the output control so they're matched by ear. So by doing that, you're giving yourself a much better situation to listen and judge the attack and release times, because you're unmasking the attack and release from the level drop. And that's the crux of the issue here. The other thing that I would suggest is that what you might generally find is that the output gain here, the makeup gain, usually wants to be 70% of whatever you're seeing on your gain reduction meter. So if you're doing 1 dB of compression here and you're seeing a gain reduction of 1 dB, you probably want about 0.7 of a dB makeup gain, and there's good reason for this that I explain in the article. So if you're doing 10 dB, you want 7 on the output. So I hope this is useful to you. It's good to practice this, because without using the automatic makeup gain control, you'll be able to train yourself better to match these levels up, and then of course when you start adjusting the attack and release times, you tend to find that the gain reduction is going to change depending on how much transient suppression there is. So if I do it again with a much shorter attack than what I was using, you can hear that in general the gain reduction is higher and we're just getting those very snappy peaks through. It's a bit extreme of course, but let's match them up. So clearly that's too much, it's far too snappy. We're on a snappy setting here. But as you adjust the attack and the release controls on the compressor, you will find different gain reduction here. So immediately pop over to here and check your unprocessed and your processed level is matched by ear. Then you will much more easily be able to hear what the attack and the release are doing. I hope you found this helpful, And thank you very much for watching. Feel free to share this video if you found it useful. Cheers.